From Fidel Castro's record-breaking 4.5-hour speech to Gaddafi's explosive attacks on global elites.
This is all wrong.
To Greta Thunberg's emotional plea that went viral worldwide.
You have stolen my dreams. How dare you?
The UN General Assembly has been the stage for some of the most dramatic, controversial and game-changing moments in modern history.
If a nation wants peace, it still has to work on weapons. It's sick.
Climate change, it's the greatest con job ever.
But what actually is the General Assembly? What does it do? And in a world full of so many problems, does it really achieve anything? Let's break it down. Why do world leaders attend? Well, for world leaders, it's a chance to make progress on their foreign policy agenda, influence global public opinion, and build alliances or challenge rivals. And at times, it can get pretty dramatic.
Que para el señor presidente de los Estados Unidos, lo que nosotros hemos hecho por nuestro pueblo es traición a nuestro pueblo.
In 1960, the world witnessed the longest ever continuous speech in the UN's history, as Fidel Castro, the socialist revolutionary who was Cuban leader at the time, spoke for more than 4 hours, where he heavily criticized the United States. That sentiment was felt nearly 50 years later when the late Libyan leader, Colonel Gaddafi, delivered a scathing attack of the US and the global elite.
You just make a speech and then disappear. It should not be called the Security Council, it should be called the Terror Council.
كلكم نايمين تو كلكم تعبانين.
All of you are asleep, all of you are tired.
حتى النهاية. السلام عليكم.
And it's not just politicians who are offered a platform.
This is all wrong. I shouldn't be up here. I should be back in school on the other side of the ocean. Yet you all come to us young people for hope. How dare you? You have stolen my dreams and my childhood with your empty words. And yet I'm one of the lucky ones.
An emotional address from climate activist Greta Thunberg came in 2019. And who can forget the iconic moment Nelson Mandela, president of South Africa, addressed UNGA, pleading for a better world after being imprisoned for 27 years.
It will forever remain an indelible blight on human history that the apartheid crime ever occurred. It will forever remain an accusation and a challenge to all men and women of conscience that it took as long as it has before all of us stood up to say enough is enough.
But it's not just about dramatic speeches. The General Assembly has played a part in some major historical moments. For example, 1948, the Assembly adopted the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, setting a global standards for dignity and freedom. In 1960, known as the Year of Africa, 17 African nations joined the UN, making decolonization a central global issue. And in 1987, momentum built for nuclear disarmament, with calls for greater East-West cooperation during the Cold War. So, is there really any point of UNGA? Critics argue it's largely symbolic, a stage for speeches rather than solutions. They point out its lack of enforcement power and its tendency to produce more words than action. The UN General Assembly doesn't make binding decisions or stop wars, but supporters, on the other hand, argue that in a divided world, the ability to gather nearly every nation in one room still matters. It gives smaller countries a voice, promotes diplomacy, and can generate pressure for global action. How important is the United Nations General Assembly? What do you think?